Why do most kind of coaches or service-based businesses struggle to scale? Let me share with you one core thing that's holding you back today, because I know you're an expert at what you do. You're darn good at it. You got into your business because you were passionate about something that you do. You're good at what you do, whether you come from a sales background and you help people with their sales consultancy, whether you started a marketing business because you're great at marketing, like whatever it is, you started your business because you're passionate about something. So it could be therapy, like maybe you went through some trauma or went through some sort of process yourself and now you help other people go through that. Or maybe you trained as a therapist or trained as a coach and you want to get into that space, but you're just not growing. So why are you not growing? What is it? You think, God, like I'm putting all this time in, maybe I'm spending hours on social media, I'm doing all this stuff, but I'm not really growing my business. And you're not alone. Like, how many people out there, what is it? Something like only about 40% of coaches ever hit where they want to go. There's only top 2%, I think, that actually hit 100K, which is fascinating for me because hitting 100K is actually not that complicated if you don't put complication around it. It could just be 20 clients paying you 5K. So it doesn't have to be complicated, but it's like, then how do you get those 20 clients? Well, that's the system that most people never put into place. So I want to talk to you about kind of what are some of the emotional mental blocks that do it. First thing is, I think a lot of people I talk to lack clarity. There's no two ways about it. Clarity was the one thing. When I first started my business, I was kind of helping people do a bit of everything. I was a bit of a jack of all trades and didn't really know what I wanted to do. So sometimes I'd be helping people build out a book funnel. Sometimes I'd be helping people set up their email marketing. Sometimes I'd be helping people brainstorm a new offer. But I wasn't really an expert at anything particular. So I was being A, pulled from pillar to post, but B, secondly, I lacked clarity. So what was happening was people couldn't go and refer me. People couldn't go and talk about me. So one of my favorite books I really love is The Purple Cow Moment. I talk about Seth Godin with The Purple Cow. And what was happening is they couldn't go and shout about it because there was no uniqueness. There was no kind of follow-on process from what I was doing. I wasn't really focused on the end result. And a lot of people I find lack clarity around the end result that they provide to their clients. So one of my favorite sayings is sell the holiday, not the plane. People don't buy the plane, they buy the holiday. Like, what's the end result you give them? So lacking clarity around how you describe what you do or the outcome you provide is holding you back massively in growing your business. Because if you can't describe it, guess what? No one else can either. So if someone says to you, oh, Joe's really good at this, but we don't know what she does, how on earth are they going to be able to recommend you, refer you? How will they talk to you, talk to other people about you? How are you positioned then as the expert in your industry if no one can? So then I become a launch specialist. So for me, it was like, okay, I can take someone from an idea, from a concept of a program, literally help them in under 12 weeks and launch their first online offer. And I become a specialist at that. Over and over again, I get paid high ticket to do that. Why? Because people know that not only can they work with me if they've even got just an idea, we solve their tech problems and their design problems, which was a lot of things holding people back. And then thirdly, I've got a proven track record of getting people's money back and more in those 12 weeks because we make sales. So again, as soon as I become the expert at that, my business started to grow massively. So the first common reason that most people are struggling to grow their business is they lack clarity, or I will say they're too generic. So if you think about the generic doctor down the road, or you think about a heart surgeon, who gets paid more? Who gets paid more for their services? The heart surgeon. And he's more in demand, he's more lucrative, he's booked solid. And that's why a lot of service-based business and coaches, they're just a commodity. There's nothing special that makes them stand out from the crowd, that gives clarity of why you have to work with that person tomorrow. Why are they the ones that can be the ones to solve your problem? So think about it. If you were, take me, 50-year-old menopausal woman wanting to lose some extra weight, would you go to a 24-year-old gym bunny? That's just a great gym person. No, you want to go to a hormone specialist coach that specializes in over 50 women because they're going to get different results. They're going to understand you better. They're going to be more in tune with what you're going through because they've helped other clients to go through. So lack of clarity is the first one. The second one is no scalable offer. So you are solely stuck in a one-to-one service model. There is no scalability with what you deliver in your business. So you could just be delivering websites, for example. Great. It's all trading time for money. There's a certain amount of hours involved and there's no scalability. So you have no scalable offer in your current level of products and services. So that's the second one why most people get stuck, is they have no way of leveraging their time and no way of doing the work once and getting paid over and over again. So it's not very helpful when you want to grow your business with less clients and work less along the way. And then the third reason, I think, is poor systems and support. And I was definitely at fault with this. I grew very fast through lockdown in my business. And of course, I got a bit burnt out because everyone suddenly wanted to go online. So I was really busy and I was doing all these program launches. And then what happened was I didn't have systems and processes in place to support me. So I got a bit burnt out. So I had to take a step back in my business for a while to grow it forward again and put systems in place. Now I've got a team, I've got a business that purely does all the done with you stuff for us, all the tech, the design, all the setup, so that I don't have to physically do that anymore. But I didn't have enough systems. And also most of the systems that I see people lack in their business is ways to bring in clients. So they have no scalable way of bringing in people into their world to get to know, like, and trust them to buy from them. And that's your lead generation. So there's no lead generation system, or what I call a customer journey, taking them from cold to wanting to buy from you. How do you get people to know, like, and trust you? And there's no system in place for that. Some people will do things very ad hoc. They'll throw spaghetti at the wall and hope it sticks, but they generally don't have a system or a process to be able to then pull people in and get some consistent statistics in their business that says, well, actually, if we bring 1,000 people in the front end here, we get 100 sales here. So there's no poor systems or support is another one. And, you know, in this day and age, there's no excuse for that, really. Like, we're in the most dynamic technology age with AI, with some of the systems and availability that we've got. The technology is changing so fast. Like, we've built a whole tech system at the moment where we can literally take your knowledge, skills, and brand and all that sort of stuff from up front in a format that pulls the knowledge in. Then it can spit out a really great lead magnet for you. It can spit out content plan for you, a content calendar. It'll be able to spit out your framework shortly. That's our next stage. And we're doing that all through AI and technology to save me time so I can spend time with my clients delivering a much higher level of customer service. I can be there to support more because I'm not bogged down in the systems and the process. So again, briefing over that framework sort of thing is really, really important to think about what's your systems and processes. So most struggle in their businesses because they don't ever get time to take a step back and work on these things. So that's the first thing I recommend to you is, if you're in that space at the moment, take a day out to work on your business. I know it's hard. I know you're delivering stuff for clients. You're probably under the pump and you're working hours, but you're never going to be able to leverage if you don't take some time out of your business like I did to take a step back to go forward. I love doing VIP days where I deep dive to literally create something new. But think about, where can you spend time with people that you can actually work on your business to create these systems, to get that clarity, to maybe create something new you've never created before, to then move forward and grow your business in a much more scalable way. So, I mean, you want some more time back, don't you? We never really ever started our businesses. We're passionate about what we do. We love what we do, but we never really started our businesses to get another job, did we? We did it so we could spend more time with our family. You know, for me, it was about traveling. I love to travel. So it was about spending time traveling. It's about having freedom of choice, I always call it, the freedom of choice to do what you want to do. And most of us get so bogged down in our businesses, especially as coaches and service-based businesses, because we love what we do, but we're actually in delivery mode all the time. So again, what assets can you be creating that you can leverage? How can you work in a group format and move your time? So we want to ideally bring these ideas together to help you be able to earn that bit more extra income. And no, it doesn't have to be millions. It could just be another 6 figures in your business, but you're not always trading your time for money. So if you're ready to sidestep some of these pitfalls, I highly encourage you to check out at some stage our challenge, which is called the Online Edge Challenge, because we want to give you an online edge to your business. And check it out. It's free to join. And we get you thinking about your idea. What's your saleable idea that you could actually create very, very shortly? So there'll be some resources around this page. Check it out. But more importantly, subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for some more input into how you can grow your coaching or service-based business. Bye for now.